First question's from Kirsten Watson. Go ahead.
Hey, Joe. Hope you're well. First, since having surgery, what have these last months looked like for you in your recovery and your build-up?
That's a long question, or a short question, but the build-up has honestly been maybe just a little bit slower than we expected, but throughout spring training, I was expected to get off the mound a little bit sooner. But obviously, with procedures, you never know how recovery is going to be. So finally was able to get off the mound, do all my workouts. And eventually, when I got rid of some soreness, I was able to start facing hitters. And then when I started facing hitters, obviously you're going to be sore. So just was at the alt site. Getting in games facing the Padres alt site. And just trying to get off the mound as much as I could. And then obviously threw some back-to-backs and checked the last box of now that not being sore. So now back to being a normal baseball player.
And from what I read, it sounded like you were in some pretty excruciating pain. How much better do you feel now this season, now that you've had the surgery?
Oh, a lot better. There was times, and it was good that I guess it was kind of a blessing, when I got suspended last year against the Astros. Those 8 games I had, time to actually go see, if something was wrong, and went to go get the MRI back then, and we saw. So it was something that we were gonna, try to take care of during the season, but obviously didn't work with the way that those cysts were being so hard. So obviously I had to wait till after the World Series. But just the everyday things of washing my hair, reaching for a backpack. Laying down, sleeping on my back, I'd get, burned, kind of like as if there was a fire ant kind of like inside of my arm shooting down my hand. So getting rid of those were definitely a plus, and that's where I found it. Even a day, 2 days after surgery, where obviously you're all banged up, I got instant relief. So it was great to know that it was successful, and after that, now it's a normal human being again.
That's great. Thanks, Joe.
Yep.
Next question is from Juan Toribio. Go ahead.
Hey, Joe. First, I hope you're enjoying your food there.
I was late. I had to take a COVID test, so I didn't. Sorry, guys, for the delay.
No, you're good. As kind of a baseball question, as far as your stuff goes, how do you think you feel there? Like, are you closer to where you were before? Some of your better years.
Stuff-wise, I feel like, I look back to the end of last year and where I was. I was grinding, trying to throw. My mechanics were different almost every time, just because it's hard to repeat. And when I was really letting it rip, I think I was once in a while hitting 97s, a lot of 95s. And it's a good sign that I've been throwing pretty much all-type games to bullpens to live VPs, and my velos have all been 95, 97, and that's obviously with no fans in the middle of the day. Good breaking balls. So it's still a build up, and like I said, I'm excited to get back out there and see where my stuff is. But I think stuff for me not getting the reps, like say a full season, I think my stuff is better than where I was at the end of last year, which is good.
As far as the timetable, is this kind of where you expected to come back, like always, or were there any setbacks? Was it quicker?
There's no setbacks. I'd say the timetable kind of got delayed because being more sore than usual. We had to do some scar tissue healing, but there was definitely no setbacks. I was always in my mind, hopefully, best case scenario, I was going to be 2 weeks late into the season. In normal average scenario, we were thinking, maybe a month late to the season, and that's pretty much what it is right now, a month late to the season. So there was no setbacks. Just the build up and the throwing and trying to get used to throwing the baseball again.
Cool. And how painful was it last year to kind of pitch with that? Did you consider surgery at all last year, or do you always kind of think that you were going to wait till after the season?
I wasn't waiting after the season. I just kind of used some grit and bite down and not be a little baby. It wasn't fun. There was times where I'd go 3 days without picking up a baseball and just be like, all right, they call my name, ready to pitch. And and there's times that it felt good. But like I said, it was more of the everyday activity within life of, reaching behind me, trying to reach up, brush my teeth, trying to do any kind of arm care. It's pretty much almost limited to my strength just wasn't there. Where there were times I'd be on the table after the game trying to do arm care and I couldn't lift my arm past gravity, let alone another person trying to do manuals or a 5-pound dumbbell. So overall, like if I look at the big picture, besides obviously I haven't gone to baseball yet in a Major League Baseball game, but overall, I mean I'm 500% better with everyday activity, with no pain, no grinding. So now the exciting part is to go through.
Cool. Thanks, Joe.
Yep.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, Joe, why did you want to keep this quiet as long as you did?
Nobody asked.
Well, we're not allowed in the clubhouse, so it was kind of hard.
I'm an enigma, man. I really don't. I don't know. It's not something that I care to put out either way. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if people knew right away. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if people never knew. It was just one of those things that just went throughout my everyday life. Just knowing. I don't know.
Okay,
there's no reason for it to be a secret, but.
This is last year, your contract. How does that fit into your thoughts? What do you think about that situation?
Honestly, I haven't thought about it. You're the first person to ask me, so it doesn't make my thoughts any different than, obviously we're going through a rut right now, and I think, I'm such a team first guy, ultimately, and I wish I could have done, my rehab out here and then just be around the guys and talk some shit and let them know that everything's gonna be fine. But it's not about contract or thinking about that. Honestly, it's just to be around people. It's fun to be around the guys again. I've been here literally for 2 minutes. That's why I had my my rice, beans, and some steak because I was a little bit later. California traffic, but yeah, no, it hasn't crossed my mind. Either way, I'm just ready to play baseball again for the Dodgers and pitch my heart out and be around all these guys. I just missed them and they're my family. I love these guys.
What were the games that you were able to pitch in down at the alternate site? What were those like? How much good did they do to get you ready?
They did a lot. It was pretty much we played the Padres every single day. The Padres alt site. And those guys are good. Not gonna lie, those alt site guys are good. They have a good farm system. And I'm pretty sure alt site is obviously roster guys and then I think AAA. But it was good. There was times where it's the first couple outings you're excited because you're throwing the ball again, and then it kind of gets you hit a ball, and then you're like, all right, well I got to get ready for my 2 out of 3. I got to get ready for my back to back. I don't know exactly my numbers, but I think I've probably thrown 7 times and only 1 outing I didn't have a strikeout, and every other outing had at least 2 or 3. So stuff was good, and it's a good test against those guys. Like I said, those guys are really good baseball players. The Padres alt site, so it was a good test and it was fun. And then I got to face our guys, our alt site guys also, who are obviously phenomenal. So that was kind of my everyday activity of being in games or throwing.
Thanks, Joe.
Next question is from Eric Steven. Go ahead.
Joe, just wondering, last year, making the decision to keep playing and not having the surgery then, was there a risk that you could have done maybe more damage to the shoulder, or was it just a pain tolerance thing?
I mean, I'm not a doctor, and I don't think there was I don't think there's any risk. The only thing I heard from I can't think. Oh God, I can't think of who told me. Someone told me that if I wanted to, I mean, I could have pain forever, like let it settle down. But if I throw a baseball, it's just going to be irritated. But I was recommended to get the procedure done if I want to extend my career, obviously, and just keep going, or I could just grind through it and have the pain. So I don't know exactly if there was anything that could have done more harm. I'm the guy, like, I don't really want to ask questions if it does or if it doesn't. Like, if I think I could do it, I could do it. If you want to do it, good. So whatever.
Thanks.
Next question is from Mike DiGiovanna. Go ahead.
Hey, Joe, I'm guessing in a perfect world, they'd prefer to sort of ease you back into the rotation in the bullpen mix. But with all the injuries you've had there, do you feel like you're ready physically, mentally to maybe take on some higher leverage right away?
That's a good question. Yeah, there's in a perfect world, there'd be everything scripted, obviously, but that's why it took a little bit longer. I worked on throwing appearances with back-to-back. I worked on 2 out of 3. I think I made in the outside or in practice. I think I did, I threw four times in a week, so 4 out of 7. So I passed all those tests and wasn't too sore. Wasn't no more sore than I would be healthy, like 100% healthy, or compared to having surgery. So I would love to get in any situation, and like I said, to help this team out. It's been a grind, and it's not fun watching from afar, especially when you know how all these guys think, their personalities. You could see if someone's searching or if someone's not, if someone still has confidence. So like I said, I was just excited to get back here and not be by myself in Arizona. So perfect world, non-perfect world, I'm ready to pitch whenever.
All right, thanks.
We got time for one more. Go ahead, Kirsten.
Joe, with just how the team has been performing and kind of going through this rough patch right now, I know that your son had some pep talks in the playoffs in the World Series. Does he have any right now to kind of help the guys out and really get things going?
He definitely would. He's in school, so he doesn't really stay up to watch all the games, so he doesn't know exactly our record. If I told him our record, he would be fired up. He's a fiery kid, kind of like me. He's one of those kids that he's old enough now. He's 5, and before it was easy for me to leave, and they've been in California for the past couple of weeks, and I've been in Arizona by myself. So he's always asking me, Dad, when you can play? When you come play on the team? Why are you away? When you come home? So he starts to miss me a lot more because he's getting older. And I joked with him. I was like, hey, I'm just stop playing so I can be home all the time. And he's like, no, man, you can't give up. Don't give up till they tell you not to give up. All right. And I was like, good point, kid. I'll see you at home. But no, he would have some good pep talks. Kids are always the best at that. They put it very simplistic, and we might begin one soon. Who knows?
Thanks, Joe. Thanks.